Afternoon everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So here today we are doing biodiversity and the population. So as you know, this is all part of what we call the ecosystem. So to begin with, the first thing that we are going to look at is biodiversity. So already we know to say any word that begins with bio in biology, that simply means life. Then diversity simply means to say a different variety of organisms. So to define what biodiversity is, we can simply say biodiversity is the existence of different variety of organisms. So now, the most examinable question that comes during an exam is what we call the benefits of conserving biodiversity. So when they use conserve, to conserve is simply to protect. So one of the benefits are that it beautifies the environment. So you will find that the environment seems to be more beautiful when there is the existence of different plants as well as animals. The other benefit is that it also helps in economic growth. One of the examples is where we talk about ecotourism. So many people from different countries will come specifically to another country just to look at the animals that you have. So this does not come at a free price, but it attracts what we call revenue. The other benefit of biodiversity is that it also promotes local work. So there will be people who will be given jobs to guard those. So that way it is also helping those people to acquire work. The other benefit of biodiversity is that it is also a source of medicine. So why do I say so? So the existence of different plants. So as we know, many medicine come from plants. So due to that, when we conserve this environment, there will be a lot of crops which can be used to derive different medicine. Apart from that, there is also the source of food. So as you know, when we have a lot of animals as well as plants, it is very easy for us to acquire food. So these are some of the examples of biodiversity. So one of the last advantages of biodiversity is what we call the maintenance of the oxygen and carbon dioxide. So if their plants are conserved, there are a lot of plants, they help balance the oxygen and carbon dioxide side. So if you are asked to say the benefits of biodiversity, you can give any of these well explained. Then we also have another important thing that is part of the ecosystem, which we call population. So what is population? So population is simply the existence of organisms of the same species. So a species is simply an organisms that are able to interbreed to give fertile offspring. So if two organisms are able to interbreed and give fertile offspring, then that will be called a species. For example, we have humans. Humans can be classified as one species. You cannot classify a species of humans with a monkey because those are not able to interbreed to give fertile offspring. Now, another thing that is asked on the population is what causes the change in the population size. So the change in the population size is caused by different factors. The first ones that we are going to look at are the factors that cause the population to increase. So as we know, we have the concept of migration. Now migration can be defined in two terms. Migration is simply the movement of people from one place to another, but people can move into an area or out of that area. So on the increasing part, we have immigration, whereby people move into an area. So when people move into an area, they tend to increase the population in that area. The other factors that cause the population to increase is what we call birth rate, which is just the number of babies born per thousand in a given population. So the numbers of babies born per thousand in a population will affect the birth rate. In that, when a lot of babies are born, they tend to increase the birth rate. The other factor, which we all know, is what we call food security, which is just the amount of food. So if there is sufficient food for everyone, not a lot of people will die because they will have the energy and strength to work work as well as live a long life. We also have the factors that cause the reduction in the population. As I said, we have migration. Now, the second concept of migration is emigration, whereby people move out of that area. So when people move out of that area, they tend to reduce the population in that area. The other thing is what we call death rate. So death rate, as we know, is just the number of people dying per thousand. So if a lot of people die, it simply means to say the population will reduce. The other thing which is going on is wars. So if there are a lot of wars in a population, there is a lot of killing. Now that killing leads to the reduction of population. So due to that, we have also the wars. The other last causes or the factors that leads to the population reduction is what we call epidemics. So epidemics are simply outbreaks of diseases. So if diseases outbreak in a given society, it tends to kill a lot of people, thereby reducing the population. So this has been the lesson on biodiversity and the population. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will subscribe, share, and follow for more.